Today I wanted to talk about the Zenless Zone Zero Season 2 preview promotional video. I'm trying to finish up my trigger guide, but alas, more ZZZ news is here and I want to gush about it. If you haven't seen the PV, I'll link it in the description. Check out the whole thing because I'm going to be jumping around a bit and there is some voiceover by Yixuan. Just to briefly go over what was said, they mainly teased that the upcoming crisis is most definitely involving the Exaltus Order, or at least that's why I assume the hooded figures are. These guys worship the Hollows. Yixuan mentions that while the omens originated in the Hollows, the true calamity lies within the city itself. She goes on to talk about Tops and how it monopolizes the porcelain trade in the Wi-Fi Peninsula. Nothing was really spoiling how version 1.7 is going to turn out, but so far it's clear that the Tops Alliance is the pretty stereotypical, shady, but powerful big business group. If the Exaltus can infiltrate Tops, then that would definitely put things in their favor. From how the mayor of New Eridu is being so secretive, it does seem like the Exaltus may already be in high-level places. Sarah is just one example, and she does appear in this PV with the assumed Exaltus. She sort of has a more concerning watchful expression, which is interesting. Perhaps this is a different cult, or maybe she's not truly aligned with what the Exaltus' goals are. Let's move on to the fun stuff, new characters and shots of the new area. From the dev talk, we know Yixuan will be training the Phaethon siblings, and they're going to be staying in Phaethon Heights, which is the main city in the Wi-Fi Peninsula. This new area is where New Eridu mines porcelain, which is a highly ether-resistant material. Obviously, whoever has a lot of porcelain would have more power over the Hollows, so that's surely where the Tops and Exaltus involvement will focus on. The developers have talked a lot about catering to the local culture and customs for Season 2, from mixing up our dailies to matching the locale, to having a new base of operations, which is the Suibon Temple. Obviously, we aren't getting rid of the video store, but if Belle and Wise are going to be staying in the new area due to story reasons, then giving them new outfits would also line up with what the devs have been saying. Now, nothing is confirmed, but showing off the siblings in new attire for this video kinda seems to indicate that they could get these in-game. I think everyone should be skeptical because A, Hoyo is just averse to making skins for whatever reason, and B, we haven't gotten new outfits for the pro tags in Genshin or Star Rail. This would be an amazing change of pace though. Next, we got more looks at members of the Yunhui Summit. This faction is led by Yixuan. From the previous in-game footage, I thought her black wings and effects were some kind of ether magic type deal, but from this PV, it seems like it's actually supposed to be ink. She stores it on the container on her back, and this time we did get to see a bigger version of the black bird. You could kind of make it out in the 1.7 trailer, but this is much clearer, and it's got that very suspicious eye design like the little bird with Jufufu and Lost Void. Maybe we'll find out what the black stuff really is in 1.7. Next, there are two shots of Jufufu. She is a disciple under Yixuan and a Tiger Thyron we meet in 1.6's Lost Void story mission. Jufufu was looking for Yixuan in Hollow Zero and was quite the talkative tiger. She is absolutely adorable. Not sure if it's the last member, but the third member of Yunhui Summit appears to be a big old panda. Looks like Ben's gonna have a bear friend. The panda is seen walking with Yixuan, Jufufu, and the siblings, so I assume he's also part of the faction. Next, we got a brief look at the two new Obol Squad members. Soldier 11 and Trigger are calling in the big guns because look at that giant robot dude. He's awesome. As seen on his chest, this appears to be Seed, who was described as a large intelligent construct. It would surprise me if the Defense Force squad did not have a defense agent, but I guess we'll have to see what Seed can actually do in combat. To the right of our robot is an orange-haired dragon or something, Thyron girl. I would assume this is Orpheus, or Trigger refers to her as Orphie. Now, this could be Captain Magus, but from how Soldier 11 and Trigger talked about Magus, they seemed very mysterious. I saw some comments about how maybe Magus or Orphie is the gun, which that thing did blink. Whoever this character is, she has a super cool design, and I like the cybernetic aspects to her tail and outfit. I love that the tail is a gun, has a knife, and it seems to glow as they charge up something. Now, the rest of the characters in this teaser, I don't believe we can identify. One of the potential factions could be related to the HIA, the Hollow Investigative Association. There are two shots, including a close-up of this dude in the HIA attire. Interestingly, this guy looks just like Roland from the Outpost. Pretty similar face, green eyes, and pretty much the same hairstyle. Maybe this is Roland, perhaps a family member? Hopefully there is some connection because it does seem like too much of a coincidence. Now behind Mr. HIA dude is a very small, very smug bunny Thyron. From the other clip of her, you can see that she has some big paws and a bunny looking charm type thing on her weapon. Her apron also has the words moon on it. Rabbits are often associated with the moon in folklore. This little bunny appears to use a cleaver or axe type weapon. She seems really short, so I do wonder if we're going to get an agent who is of similar size to the kids models in Genshin or Star Rail. Currently, we just have short girls like Corrin or Chang'e, but it would be kind of funny to have an even shorter character zooming around and parrying big bosses. I mean, if we can get a big panda and a big robot, why not a tiny little bunny? Next up, we have a blonde Thyran girl searching some kind of dark basement or something, and she gets scared by a raccoon, which could also be a tanuki. This animal did seem to be owned by a red-headed girl who laughs at the prank. Now the blonde girl has the words Alice on her little hair thingies. The C is capitalized, so maybe this is a shortened name. Looking at her little pendant, it kind of looks like a crescent moon. Maybe her and the bunny are from the same faction. As for the redhead, she does have a similar round hair accessory like the blonde girl. I assume they could be in the same faction. I wonder if the raccoon will be part of her kit. Now, that is if she is a playable agent. Besides the Yunqui Summit and Obol Squad, we don't know who else is definitely playable. I would assume the bunny is playable, but otherwise, don't get your hopes up too high just yet. With that being said, let's talk about some of the characters who didn't reveal their faces. First off, behind Bell and Wise is a very suspiciously placed character. They appear to be a Thyran of some kind and stand out a bit too much just to be an NPC. Next is another Thyran dressed in black. He swings a sword onto his shoulder, though it definitely looks like it does something else besides the usual hacking and slashing. Some people thought this could be Morris from the Vanquishers, but Morris has a different jacket. Interestingly, this guy does seem like he could be from the Outer Ring, definitely wearing what could be a biker jacket, so maybe it is Morris. Guess we'll have to see. Moving on, here's another shot at the main masked person from the cult. Very ornate outfit, and they have a sword of some kind. Usually wouldn't really pay attention to a cult sword, but after seeing all the hubbub about Miyabi's sword, there could be more to it. The hacker from Virtual Revenge wanted Miyabi's combat data, and then Sarah and Bringer used the power of Tailless for Bringer's transformation. We'll see if anything comes about this sword. The last part of the teaser showed an unknown girl. Obviously this is an important character, but we're gonna have to wait for some reveals. Be on the lookout for a brown-haired girl with split ends. Now, the Season 2 teaser was a lot of fun, but something was missing. After the dev talk, it was surprising that there was zero mention of the Angels of Delusion here. We know they are in Season 2, but if they aren't part of the Waipei Peninsula area plot, then it might be another Astra Evelyn type deal. I was wondering how the idols were going to fit into this whole thing, and I guess the answer is, they're not. Of course, that could be a ruse. Until we see some in-game models with weapons at the ready, I would not assume everyone in this teaser is playable. This is probably not all the new agents for Year 2 as well. If the idols are coming later, then that's fine, but it was just kind of funny because the devs teased them along with saying Obol Squad and Yunqui Summit were going to be appearing in Season 2. Maybe they just wanted to throw in a mention because they are coming later. That would be everything that I wanted to talk about from the teaser. We got a look at some fun new designs, and it definitely seems like the Exaltus are going to be a lot more prevalent in the story. Design-wise, I'm definitely happy with Obol Squad. Very cool, and I really hope Seed is fun to play. Seeing that Yushuan's black effects are most likely ink-based, I am curious what else she can actually do. Is she gonna fly in battle? Seems like a possibility after Vivian. Now, also something interesting from the subtitles is that Yushuan says to follow your way, and way is capitalized. From the dev talk, why called Yushuan a way seeker? So what exactly is the way? Maybe we'll find out in 1.7, if not, definitely 2.0. Let me know your thoughts on the new reveals. Hopefully that's the last bit of news for ZZZ for now. I'm just trying to finish my trigger guide, man. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.